Located at 1711 South Locust Street, Snap Fitness is your go-to gym for everyone from athletes to the casual exerciser. Featuring many cardio machines, free weights, and weight machines, Snap Fitness is your one-stop for a healthier lifestyle.
Welcome to In the Hoop. I'm George Ayub with Bobby Mills, the 1,000-yard guy, and the voice, the PA voice of Central Nebraska, something like that.
Yeah,
you do a little of that.
A little
Zach Mayhew behind the camera for us today. We're going to talk some high school basketball.
We're
going to start with Central Catholic. They had a great weekend at the tournament.
Boy, they did.
They beat SCOTUS, number one team.
Yep.
Avenged an early season loss. Then they go to overtime. They beat Hastings St. Cecilia,
who's number one in C2.
Number one in C2.
Yep.
And then they lose in the finals with a half a second to go on a kind of a fallen to the side 15-footer.
Yep.
From one of the Simons brothers up in.
But they can shoot those.
Yeah, they shoot those. Yeah.
I mean, it was 16 feet away, but they were doing that all night, planting and shooting and quick release, and boy, that's going to get you every time.
Yeah. So great weekend though for Coach Tino Martinez Crusaders. Johnny Rowader had 10 threes, one short of the state record for a ball game.
Man, that just uncanny that night.
Yeah, he can get on a roll and hit that. And so, that was a great game. I saw a little of that film. Brett Weens hits a three from the corner.
Oh, boy.
That was ice water in the kid's veins. He takes that deep shot. Johanna Guy-Fan, they play a little in and out, and, they would not guard Rowader. What I saw on film, he was wide open on a lot of those shots.
He was.
And they were just daring him to make it, and he kept making them.
I know. I think I would have done the same thing, considering his percentage.
Yeah.
It backfired that
time. So they get a little tip away of the ball, get the ball back, and Simons hits the shot. So the Crusaders, they have a little bit of a break here. They're going to head out to Lexington,
and then guess who?
3-11. Then they got Wahoo, St. Cecilia, and Aurora.
Ouch.
So strap it on.
Yeah.
They'll be ready to go. That's at Wahoo and at St. Cecilia. So those will be two tough road games, I think, for the Crusaders, who are 16-3 on the year. The NSA website had them at 17-3, and I looked, and they had the St. Cecilia game in there twice. Did you see that?
I saw that.
I didn't check
they beat them on consecutive nights by the same score.
Isn't that crazy? Both in overtime.
What's the chances of that?
What are the chances? I didn't take the time though. I probably should have. If those if they figured those wild card points, I think they probably did.
It's wrong,
So it's wrong. It's wrong for St. Cecilia too. If I looked, St. Cecilia didn't have it. Did they have it on their?
I'm not sure.
I don't think they did.
They're so far on top by a couple of points.
They're still up there. So anyway, Central Catholic boys, they're on a nice little run here, and they're going to be tested again here in the next 3 out of 4 games. The Islanders get a win on a loss. They beat Kearney. They sweep their rivals, first time in years.
Over there. How in the world?
Yeah, 51-48. Pierce Allman coming on strong here. He and Tanner Shuck had good weekends from the side. They lose to a good Omaha North team. Omaha North, third in the state in Class A, 66.
Jumped on them early.
52 and 21-8 first quarter, and it's really tough to dig a hole. And
the second half came back nice.
They won the second half. Yeah. You expend so much energy when you get behind like that, and it's not just physical injury. I think it's just psychic energy, the stress.
It is.
We got to go. But give them credit. The Islanders. They came back. The Islanders are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won 5 out of 7.
That's not bad.
They're playing. Maya Slough hasn't playing well up there. Northwest stays at 8-8. They get a win over York or over Lakeview in the semi. They would do it in a 5th place game.
Right.
In the conference tournament, Central Conference, 42-35. They lose by 3 to York.
And played a good game, didn't they?
They played a good game. So that was home game essentially for York.
Sure. Yeah. You bet.
So I meant to mention the Islanders have Lincoln East and then a really good Lincoln Northeast team.
That ought to be fun.
That is playing well. Northwest they have Creighton Holdridge coming up here, both winnable games. So Ryan Rathke's pointing toward postseason, I think, or get the kids playing.
Could be anybody's district
Could be
too.
anybody's district.
That's going to be crazy.
And that's been that way for like 3 or 4 years
yeah.
now, where that district is just a toss-up.
You never know.
You never know.
Uh-uh.
You never know on that one. Heartland Lutheran, the Red Hornets, get it done against Central Valley, 68-44. Put a beat down
They
on
did.
Central Valley. They're 9-7 on the year. They've got Palmer and Fullerton this week. Palmer certainly a winnable game. Fullerton's going to be tough. They lost to them by 7 earlier in the Goldenrod tournament.
Which wasn't a bad showing at all because Fullerton's got a nice team. So
Fullerton's a
we'll
nice
see
team.
what
They're a
happens.
D1 team. So and then the following week we'll be at Heartland Lutheran for.
Elkhorn Valley.
Elkhorn Valley.
From up Tilden.
We'll have a doubleheader, boys and girls, on theindependent.com. We'll be streaming that. So we're going to take a little break here. We're going to come back talk about girls high school basketball, some results here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the postseason coming up. After a word from Snap Fitness.
Looking for added guidance in exercise or nutrition? Personal training is a great investment in your health and well-being. Located at 1711 South Locust Street, Snap Fitness has certified personal trainers that will get you the results you specifically want.
Welcome back to In the Hoop. George Abe and Bobby Mills with you today. Talking high school girls basketball now. The Islanders win and a loss on the weekend. Nice showing over in Kearney. They lost the game 47-44, but in overtime.
Yes.
And that's a good Kearney team.
It is. They are good. Yeah, that point guard and the whole
Yeah.
crew, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
over
so
there.
the Islanders, a nice job there. They go to Omaha, get it done against Omaha North by 14. They've got Lincoln East and, they got Fremont, a Fremont game, a midweek game. That game will be tomorrow night. And then at Lincoln East, and then in a week from then, they go to Northeast, who was undefeated until they ran into Benson.
I know Jess Shepard's not at Fremont now.
They're good, though.
They're still good. I think Grand Island has a shot there. Wouldn't that be a good win for them?
Great win for them. Well, we mentioned off the air a little bit that Benson, number 1, played Northeast number 2 and beat them by 40.
I didn't see that. You were telling. That's incredible. I mean, how much distance did they put between themselves and the rest of Class A?
Northwest Vikings.
What a
Mike
great-
Herzberg, they're playing great basketball. They are now 9-9, and they win 3 out of 4 at the conference tournament.
What a great showing.
Beat Schuyler again. Then they beat a good Central City team,
They did.
C1 team, 55-49. They beat Holdridge in overtime, 64-61. Coach Blaze's Dusters, that's a good program there. And then they lose to York, and we've seen York play, the girls, and they're very good.
Kind of
53
excusable there.
Yeah, 53-33, but goodness. He hasn't playing at the right time, and they're playing really well. Got their record up to 9-9. They've won 5 out of 7, and so good things happening there.
Yeah, they've got as good a shot as anybody in that district, and I'm sure Mike Herzberg, I know he feels good about their chances at district, which isn't that far away for girls.
No.
So, and they'll have to meet Holdridge against Friday or Saturday,
night.
I think.
Friday night.
So that's going to be interesting, the turnaround. What's going to happen if they beat them again? Look out. You know,
They're going to get them at their place too, and
Yeah.
Holdridge comes in 10-5, but they're one of the better teams in Class B.
And BJ is a great coach. I'm
Great
telling
coach,
you, I love what he does.
And the rest of the way for the Vikings, they've got Newman, Boone Central, Beatrice winning record 9-5. Then McCook with the losing record, Aurora at 7-7. So they could win each of those games.
They could.
They really could. So he's got them pointing in the right direction. Central Catholic got win or a loss. The girls they beat Bergen 43-29. Really put a beat down on them there. And then lose to a powerful Hastings St. Cecilia team, a team I expect to be there right at the end.
Oh, yes. Boy, they're pretty good.
Yeah, 71-43. They have Lex this week, and then next week they'll have Wood River and St. Cecilia again. So you're right, girls.
It's
coming
close.
Right up. It's coming right up.
Yes.
It's coming right up. Heartland Lutheran, they go 1-1 on the weekend too. The girls they lose to Pleasanton by 8, 49-37. Then they get it done against Central Valley, 53-46. They are against a winless Palmer team, and then a really good Fullerton girls team.
Oh, boy.
D1 team, one of the best teams in the state.
I'd sure like to see them do well against Fullerton.
Yeah,
though.
and then
Be a
we'll
boost.
see them against Alcorn Valley. We mentioned with the boys, but if they play well against Fullerton, I think that'll give them a lot of confidence at this time of year.
Oh, it will, and it'll be interesting to see. I hadn't followed the girls really close, but they're doing a good job. Central Valley's got a pretty decent girls team, so that's a big win.
Yeah,
for
that's a
them.
good win for them. Really nice win for them. And then they close out the season with Burwell. So we mentioned a little bit about districts coming up. The girls' district's going to start. We'll get the season D's, I believe. We'll go to subs the week following. That would be, but start that week of the 15th, 16th, right in there.
It's right after Heartland Hoops, isn't
Right.
it? The Valentine's.
It's after the Valentine's Day weekend. That's
I
what
can't believe that. They're,
Yeah.
I mean, they're all set to go. So you've got to be playing,
And,
peaking right now.
Some of those subs might start on that Monday, which would be on that'd be the 16th.
Yeah,
and
and
most of them will be on the 17th that week. So we'll
When-
start subs for girls.
I mean, you're losing, you're done. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be ready to go. And I don't know for Heartland Lutheran's girls who's on the other side of that. I'm hoping
I don't
Giltner
either.
isn't there because they have a.
Well, I checked.
Boy, I saw them play twice, and
Yeah,
they have a good
It's
team.
real possible that they are. We've seen that before.
I've always, it
Giltner
seems like,
ends up on the other side of the bracket.
yeah.
Yeah. Same with the boys.
Yeah, I know it. I know
Same with
it.
the boys. So and then so Central Catholic, those C1 and C2 sub districts will probably get going that week as well. The B's and A's I think they're going to start then on the weekends.
I think they do an overlap thing, don't they? Saturdays, Monday, Tuesday,
the
or
weekend.
whatever.
And the following week they'll start subs in the boys' lower classes, C's and D's.
And of course, A and B we don't know, do we, George? Because were they serpentining B this year? Then?
Well,
I'm not sure.
I looked on the website and I couldn't. I'll have to look in the manual, but
I didn't know if they were or not.
I don't think it didn't appear that they were going to, but
I wouldn't think yet, but I don't. Class A, of course,
Class
we
A,
don't
they
know.
serpentine that, and you just don't know until right at the end. So the Islanders right now, they're kind of in the middle of the pack, boys and girls with points. And so when you're in the middle of the pack, if you fall on a turn on that serpentine,
I know.
you can end up playing one of the big guns.
But if
know.
and Grand Island has before, the boys especially, and I wish they would get in the middle where they could play, a 2-3 matchup instead of that 1-4.
Yeah.
Because they've had to meet Omaha Central. It's just
and
not.
it's just a matter of a few points. When my son was a senior at senior high, it was just a matter of a few points. They were able to play the 2-3. They played Lincoln High, beat them, and then they played Omaha Central.
Well,
with the Goya Gal, the state champions, and and they played hard, but that was a fabulous team. But had you gone down to Omaha, and it was at Central, of course, had you gone down there over just a point or two and been the 1-4, it would have been lights out.
I know, and of course Central's not that impressive of a facility. It's a small gym.
It's a very small gym.
Senior high's
it's
just
completely open on one end.
It is.
And then
It's crazy.
there's a wall right on the other.
It's a hoop. I imagined it like the Heartland Hoops, like at the event center, but not close. Yeah. It's just an old gym.
Yeah, but it was a great atmosphere there.
Oh,
for basketball.
Packed them in like sardines, George.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we'll be talking about. I think from here on out will be we're through the conference tournaments, and there's just a couple of them left this week, and then we're going to head to districts. We'll be looking there. So get out and watch a high school basketball game if you can this week. We don't have any live streaming this week, but our next basketball game will be February 10th at Heartland Lutheran with Elkhorn Valley. For Zach Mayhew behind the camera, Bobby Mills, I'm George Abe for In the Hoop.
Fitness on Demand gives Snap Fitness members 24/7 access to classes in yoga, dance, spinning, kickboxing, and much more. Fitness on Demand gives members a chance to change their workout daily to achieve better results.